Okay, alright, we're going to do a bit about choosing the right filter and try and keep it as brief as possible because the pubs are open now, and Molly's gasping for a pint of lager. So there's three important things to consider when you're choosing the right pond filter. Getting the right size, position, so where it's going to go, and maintenance. So I'll try and do a little bit on each of those three. But the right size can be difficult because if you look at any of the filters, they'll give you a headline figure. FiltoClear set 16,000, and straight away you think that filter's going to do 16,000 litres. If you spin the box around, it'll actually tell you that filter will do 16,000 litres, but without any fish. Now that, in most cases, we've all got fish in ponds, and a filter with a pond without fish is no interest to anybody. Oase are good in that respect because they do tell you on the back of the box what that filter will do, and they also go into it in detail in their brochure. Some of the other manufacturers don't, but it's important to bear that in mind. Ever since I can remember, we've always taken that headline figure with a pinch of salt, and we've halved it for just general ponds if you've got fish in there, just a few goldfish, or even quartered it if you've got koi or if it's in full sunlight. So it's often a good idea to quarter it from the start, because if you do that, then there's absolutely no situation in which that filter is going to fail you. And that's sort of come from experience when we've had people who've come in and gone, right, that's the filter for me, without speaking to anybody, taking it home, and then 6 months later they come back and say it's not doing the job, I need to get a bigger filter. So if you've got a pond that's 2,500 litres, if you've just got goldfish in there, you want to look at a filter that's going to do 5,000 litres. If you're not sure what you're going to do with it, go for a filter that's going to do 10,000 litres, and then you can't go wrong. So from there, and there is a massive choice of filters. From there, you've got position. So if you've got a raised pond, you've got to think about where you're going to put it. And there's two different main types of filter. You've either got pressurized filters, those can be buried, they can be raised, they can go anywhere you want because the water gets pumped into them, goes through the filter under pressure and then comes out under pressure. So you can have your filter by the side of the pond and still pump up to a waterfall. You've also got flow-through filters, which is the traditional way of filtering a pond, where you have your pump in the pond, hose come into the back of the filter, it falls into the filter and then falls out there. So that outlet there has got to be above the pond. So these return to the pond via gravity. As a general rule, flow-through filters or gravity filters tend to be cheaper than the pressurized filters, just because there's less technology gone into them. There's less seals, there's less bands. So you can get a better deal if you're fine having a box by the side of the pool or at the top of the waterfall. That's fine. You know, those are the ones to go for. They're nice and easy to maintain, and you know they are cheaper than their pressurized components. Okay? So the benefit with pressurized filters is if you've got a raised pond that's sat in the middle of your patio, you don't want a dirty great big box sitting on top of the pond, because it just looks a mess. So pressurized filters, they can be buried next to the pond and you just have a pipe going to and coming from. But like I say, they are a little bit more expensive. Maintenance wise, this is where, and I'm focusing a lot on the Oase products here, because they've got it right in terms of the amount of thought they've put into the maintenance. It doesn't matter how big your filter is, how much money you spend on it, if you don't do the maintenance regularly, it's worthless. And we generally say that you want to maintain a filter, any filter. In the summer months you want to do it once a week, spring and autumn once a fortnight, and in winter once a month. And the easier that job is to do, the more likely you are to do it. Because a lot of people say, oh, every 6 months I clean my filter and it's a massive job, takes me hours, and that's no good for the customer, and it's no good for the fish, because the water quality over that 6 months is steadily deteriorating. They do the maintenance, they clean the filter as best they can, and then lose a lot of the filter bacteria, so the water quality then dips, and then it takes a while to come back up again. So a little bit of maintenance on a regular basis makes the world of difference. So just look at these. This is the BioSmart range from Oase. And again, they've thought about that and thought the easier it is for somebody to do, the more likely it is they're going to do it. These filters are probably one of the most popular ones that we do. The water comes in from your pump into the back here where the UV's neatly attached onto the filter. It then comes in through here. There's these Venturi nozzles which inject air in with the water, and it then filters through the foams there. And the reason that air injection is important, because those filter bacteria that are on the foams, they need oxygen. So the more oxygen you provide them, the better the job they're going to do. So when it comes to maintaining these, you turn your pump off. You've then got these little plungers here, and all you do is you do that, and that's squeezing the foams underneath and emptying the debris into the area beneath the tray. So once you've done all that, you can open that, and then that water can then go either to waste or it can go over your garden. It's nutrient-rich water, so you might as well use it for your plants, for your lawn. They've even got a connector here where you can plug on your hose pipe to flush out the last bit of sludge at the bottom. Now, we never ever recommend that you clean your pond filters in tap water, because tap water's got chlorine on it, which is designed to kill bacteria for our benefit. But you're trying to culture bacteria on these filter foams, so every time your filter foams touch tap water, you're killing your filter effectively. With this, it sort of goes against what I've just said, but all that's doing is that's hitting the very bottom of the filter, below where the foams sit, and it's scouring all the sludge off the bottom and getting rid of that for you. They've also got a level indicator here, so as the foams become clogged up, this rises up and sort of tells you when it needs cleaning. I would still stick to that rule I said earlier on, because it just gives you a bit of a head start, and if you do it, that'll take you 2 or 3 minutes, once a week in the summer, and it makes such a massive difference. They've taken that principle over the years, and they've developed the bigger units where you've got a travelator which filters out the coarser and medium particles to make the job even easier for you. And then they've gone one step further with their drum filters, which we use outside, and they're incredible. They're taking out all the particulates down to a very fine level, sort of 150, 200 microns, and then leaving the biological portion of the filter to do its job properly. And this sort of easy clean technology is throughout all their range. It's not restricted to Oase. There's sort of self-cleaning filters where you can control them via your phone now. There's things like the Easy Pods where the maintenance on them is very, very simple. And we'll perhaps show you one of those on a different video. And the pressurized filters as well. All the pressurized filters pretty much, they've got a cleaning mechanism on them. The FiltoClears, for example, you've got 3 outlets on there. Your water comes into the filter and goes out normally. So you've got an in and an out there. It's not a very easy one to show you on this side. So you've got an in and an out there, and then you've got a third nozzle there, which is your waste. So in the same way on these filters where you've got your drain there, when you want to clean it, the water's normally coming in through there and going out through there. You turn the handle on there, and the water's then being diverted out to your waste. And you've got a handle on the top there that you pump up and down, and that squeezes the foams inside, and that's it. You wait till the water that's coming out of it's clear, And there you go. So one last thing to show you before we can all go to the pub. Hozelock have taken a slightly different approach, still on the keeping the maintenance as easy as possible to do. Pressurized filter again, same as the FiltoClear. Water comes in there and goes out there back to your pond, same as the FiltoClear. You've got a third outlet there for your waste, again same as the FiltoClear. But with a Hozelock Bioforce Revolution, when you want to do your maintenance, you turn the switch there and you spin the handle, and that jumbles up the media inside and squashes it, and then all your dirty water will come out there. So it's all about making things as easy as possible to do, so you do them regularly, and so you've got no excuse now.